Hello. Okay, back for part two of our album. So I've decided instead of doing a live, because this one does a lot of cutting and stuff, and that way I can clip in and out. You know, you don't need to see me cutting everything. That I just go ahead and do this by video. So instead of a live, we'll just ask questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you or whatever right away if you have questions. So I wanted to go ahead and start working on the pages of this. So let me get my bits here, and then I will point you down as soon as I am ready. I should have done this first, but you know me. That's just who I am. Okay. So we're going to work on the pages and how they bind to the book. So let me point you down here. Get ready for your crazy ride again. Okay. So here I have, okay, so here's my book, just like we finished last time. And then I have all of the pieces to my pages, and we'll go through that. And then this is my binding piece. So if you will remember, the size of our book is about 5 1/4. So we need our binding area to sit inside that. So I have a sheet that is, what did I cut it at? 4 1/2. And then I've scored it every 1/2 inch. And I think I scored one too many, but we will go through that. I think we're going to need 5 1/2, and I think I did 6. So we're going to go through that though. So the first thing we're going to do is find my tear and tape. So we need, this is another lot of tear and tape. So we need to take on the first one, you need to tear and tape the full length right up against the crease line, okay? And then you're gonna leave 2 blank and do, let me make sure, hold on, let me check, make sure I'm doing this right. Blank. Yes. So leave 2 blank and then do that one right up against the crease. Leave 2 blank and then do another one. 2 blank and do another one, okay? And then you should have 4 strips of adhesive, and then we're going to stop. So then, get my little pokey tool back out here. Take off just your first backing of your adhesive. You're going to take that and you're going to fold it in right there. Just fold it to its next one, okay? So I've got that folded together. Then I'm going to take off the next one and fold it in half, okay? And then you're going to fold that back. I'm going to do the same thing. Not wanting to come off. There we go. So same thing. Oops. Fold that back and that back. Okay, does that make sense so far? I hope so. And then we're going to take the last one and do the same thing. Fold it to its next and back. So this is what, let me see what I have. So, okay, this is what we folded now. I hope that just made sense what we just did. So we put adhesive on one, skip 2, and put it down. Skip 2, put another one. And then each time we had adhesive, we folded it to its next piece. And then that will give you this. And I did see, what does this measure to? If I fold that to, do I want to leave that? I'm trying to decide if I want to leave that anchor. No. So, I did one too many. So, we're going to cut this off right up against this crease. All right, so now this is, we don't need that. This is what we have, because this would be 1, 2, 3. The back of this one has adhesive. Skip this one, skip this one. The back of this one has adhesive. Skip this one, skip this one. The back of this one has adhesive. Okay? I am happy to clarify that more if that did not make sense to you. But you're basically, you know, just folding them to themselves. So this is your binding. So then, if you take and flip it over, you have 3 flat pieces in the back. Okay, so on those 3 pieces, you need to put adhesive. So if you fold it flat, you've got 5 in theory. You only want adhesive on the 3. Okay, so 1 and the whole length. 2 and 3. Okay. Ask questions about this, because I know that this is probably not the easiest to see and do on camera. So if you have questions, please ask. So then you're going to take the backing off again. Okay. All right, so you've got your backing on your 3. So bring your book back in front of you and hold on to the outside of the 4 pieces. Okay, hold it just like this. Don't stretch it, just hold it. Don't stretch it apart because you want it to sit right when you put it down. Just hold on to them and put it flat, and you want to put it as straight as possible and as centered as you possibly can into that back spine area. And then you're going to just press it down really well. Okay, so you want it to be straight so that your pages hang straight, and kind of give it a crease back and forth because you want these paper fibers to break up a bit so that your pages will turn easily. So that's what you're doing. Okay, so that is your binding for your book. Okay, so now we're going to set that aside and we're going to make our pages. So I've taken and I've already cut the pages. So I've cut this piece, and so I'm making 4 pages, okay, because we have the 4 slips here. Making 4 pages. So I have 4 pieces that are cut at 5 3/4 by 6 3/4. And then on the side that's 5 3/4, I've scored a 1/2 inch in on both sides. So this is my 6 3/4, this is my 5 3/4. And it's scored here and here. And I've done that on 4 of them. Done 4 pieces that way. So then I would, to make it lay flatter and make your pages best, I like to miter my corners. So I start at the crease and I cut that corner off on all 4 sides. I just feel like my pages look better and lay flatter. So I'm going to do that on all 4 of them. And you're just taking that edge off so that when you fold on that crease, you don't see like the point of the paper come through. Okay, so here's our 4 scored pages. And then we have 4 that are cut at 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. So this piece we are not scoring. This is just a flat piece of paper. So what we're going to do to form our pages is we're going to take one of these and we're going to go right down next to the crease and do a piece of tear and tape the whole length on both creases. Okay, just do all 4 of them. Just while you're in the mode, just do them. Right up against the crease, but don't cross over it. Like I almost did. Whew, that was close. You just don't want the adhesive going past the fold. And if you get a little bit over, you can always trim that up. It's not a big deal. Or you can, like when I take the backing off the adhesive, you can kind of curl it back with your finger or whatever. It won't be a big deal. Okay. Okay, so then lots of little bits everywhere. Go ahead and fold these up, and I go ahead and I use my bone folder, get a nice tight crease because I want it to look nice. And take your backing off of your adhesive. Okay, then you're gonna take, is this the one I needed? Yes. Then if you take this other piece that we had cut, hold on, I've got stuff stuck to my, you want to line it up on one side so that it lines right up to that crease and the length of your paper, just so it's a perfect fit. And then if you fold it over, it lines up perfectly. Okay, so then you've got your little pocket for your page. Okay, so we will do that with all 4. Oops, I better crease that first. Do that with all 4 of them. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go. Struggling apparently. Something else that's sometimes easier to do is don't take the adhesive off of both of them yet. If you just take it off of one of them, sometimes that's easier. And you also could do this where you put edge to edge and push that up. And that's easier to match sometimes. And then fold it down. And sometimes that's easier to match. So just, and if you get, see, you can see on mine here a little bit. It's, if it doesn't, I mean, if there's a little teeny edge, that's okay. We can work with that. That's okay. So go ahead and fold this over and this over. And we'll do it again. So go right up to the edge of it. Oops. Make sure it matches up. Oh my goodness. Okay, and then fold that up to meet it and fold this down like that. And that makes a pretty nice tight pocket. Okay, one more. Do the bone folder on that, but we will make it work. I'll figure it out. Okay, same again. Line it up, push that to it. That's really the easiest way to do it, truthfully, to get the line good. And then, see, this one isn't as flat, so we'll give it a little help here because I hadn't done the bone folder on it prior, so, but it works just fine. Okay, so then to install our pages, what we will do is these little guys, see there, because they're open on both ends, we'll slide onto this, and then we will adhere them. Okay, so we will stick that on. So what you need to do is take your tear and tape again. And sometimes it's easier to do this before you put the binding on into the book, but it probably is about the same either way. So you're going to go through and put adhesive right up. I do it right up to the top of the fold on all of the page, or all of the little binding pieces here. On all 4 of them. And then you're going to go back and do it on the other side of all 4 of them. So you want it on both sides. See, like I said, this is when you're going to use the most tear and tape. Alright, so then, oops. Alright. This is also when a pokey kind of tool of some kind is going to come in handy. Like a paper piercer, or if you don't have anything like that, just little tweezers, or a nail or something, just something you can get under that. So, first thing we're going to do is, we're going to take, so the thing you have to kind of decide is, because you want your pages to all hang the same. So what I do is, when I put them on, I will slide them on, and then I pull it down so that the top of this goes into the top of my page. And that is going to give me a guideline all the way across to make sure all my pages are mounted the same. Okay, and I tend to always start at the back. That's what works for me. So take off one of your sides. Don't take this one off yet, just take that one off. Take your page, slide it on, and slide it down, and adhere that piece you've already taken the protector off of. Then you're going to go in here, and you can still get in here. This is where your pokey tool comes into play. Go in, come on, and pull this out, and it'll just pull out. And then you can adhere that down. Okay? So that you can see when you look at this, that this is tied up here, but there's a little, you see this little space down here? That's how you're going to mount your pages. And mine are mounting a little bit crooked, but I think they're going to be okay. It looks like maybe I put this on a little bit crooked, but it's going to be fine. When I get all the little thingies on there, all the decorations, it's going to be great. So same thing, same idea. Stick this on. Oh, hold on, it's caught. I'm better to do it from this angle. Stick this on, push it all the way down to the book and all the way toward the bottom, and then adhere that piece. Okay, press that down. And go to this side. And sometimes you gotta fish a little bit here, but it's right there. Come on, it just doesn't want to lift up. There we go. Pull that out and press it down. See, even more important than my pages being totally straight is I want them to follow the same, see how they're straight to each other? That's what I really want, because and then when they close, when the book closes, it'll be fine. I want the pages to line up to each other more than anything. So it's working. They don't look as sloppy that way. But like I said, when you get all the decorations on to the pages, it doesn't really matter that much. So I'm going to do the same thing. Slide this on, push it down, and slide it to the bottom. Okay, and then I'll pull this out. Put that down. Okay. So there's 3 of my 4 in. We'll do the same thing. Last page. And then then it's really all fun from here almost. I mean, there's a couple other little job kind of things, but really it's just the fun stuff now. So put it on. I don't like that one like that. This is one that had that little gap. I'm gonna flip it around the other direction. Okay, down. And then this release, there we go. All right, so there, see how our pages, you should see all the curls I have over here, oh my goodness. All the pages line up really nicely. And then I made, I cut these at 4.5 by 6.5. And then these will be the slide-ins. Let's see if I cut them too long. Yeah, I want those at 6 1/4. So we're gonna cut those. Those need to be 4.5 by 6 1/4. I always forget to allow for the binding pieces there. Let's see. Let me make sure this is what I want to do. Let's do this. Let's try. Yes, 4.5 by 6 1/4. That's what they need to be. Yeah, I forget to allow for that because it's adhered into there. So these just slide right in. And as part of the decorating we do, we'll put little tabbies on these to pull them out easily. Because right now they're a pain. You wouldn't be able to get them out as well. So slide that in. And if you need to cut them down a little bit more, that's fine. If you don't want them as tight, it's really up to you. I kind of like mine to be as big as I can make them to fit as big, because right now I can fit, you know, a 4 by 6 picture on them still. So, okay, then I cut a piece to make a pocket right here. So this piece is, I made it a little bit too big, so we're gonna pretend that it's the right size. We want this piece to be 8 by about 3.5, and then we need to score it on both ends and on the bottom to create a pocket. So we're gonna, remember how we mitered earlier, we're gonna miter these again. You shouldn't have 2 score lines, that's part of my mess up, but we're working with it. I didn't want to have to cut into another piece of paper. So we'll fold these on their score lines. Okay, and then you will use the tear and tape again. That's too big. Fix it. Right against your crease. And this is how you're going to make kind of a not quite gusseted pocket, but it's just is going to hold a little bit more for you rather than just a flat piece of paper adhered like a pocket. So this little, it's kind of an expandable pocket a little bit. So, all right. Stuff stuck to me. So we're going to do the same thing. Take off all of our little covers here. And this is, I'm going to put this in the front inside of my album. So I kind of fold it up. And if you've mitered it a little bit, see, mine kind of sticks together, which is nice. So this is going to just sit right at the bottom here, lined up across the bottom and across the sides. You just don't want it to go over this crease or it'll be in your fold. Okay, so there's my pocket. So we'll decorate that, and then I can stick cards. Oh my goodness, I lost my word there for a minute. And then we have these that we're going to place throughout. So this one, here, let me show you. That's going to be the front. Let's see. So these little guys here, we'll put some cute papers on them, and then they will sit in here. Okay. And then I've got various other little holders that will fit throughout the book. Some of them we're going to put on now, and some of them we're going to wait till we get a backing paper on. So like, for example, like this one. This one I'm going to put like, so it's right here. Okay, so that's going to sit right there. So in order to do that, first I'm going to miter my corners once again, because that's what I like to do. I think it looks best. That's just my preference. So this one, we're going to adhere it inside here. So we're going to put the adhesive on the back of this fold. Oops. So this guy, so this is my front page. This is my first page. And this is my pull-out. I don't want to adhere it to that. I want to adhere it to just the page base. So I'm going to put this in right to the fold and adhere it inside that. So then it folds down there. And I can put something cute on here. And then I just kind of go through and find some little places I want to put some things. Like this. You know, some different directions. So we'll miter this one. Actually, maybe we'll put him over here. And this one I'm going to do on the top because of the way it's going to sit. But some of them, see, if I put these down and then I put the backing paper over them, then it'll cover up that little tab and it'll just kind of flow with the look of the album. Okay, so there's another one. So I just kind of go in and, let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, we'll do one of these. We'll give this guy, we'll do another one kind of inside. So we'll do this one here, a different direction. So we'll do it on the inside again. Here, like that. Okay, so that'll give us something, and it gives us both sides then. And then I know I want to do a waterfall back here. So with that, oh no, I need to wait and do that after. Actually, I can do the first one. I'll do the first one, and then I need to put my backer sheet on, my pretty paper on, before I do the rest. So this one we'll put up top here. So this will go right here. And then we'll cover it, and then I'll come back in after it's covered and put another one right here. But if I put, oh, that one doesn't match that. If I put it now, I think I cut that one wrong, but we'll go with it. If I put it now, then I couldn't put paper over the top the same. So I want to decorate it first. So anyways, so that is, and then we'll go through and let's see, let's give this guy one. We'll put this one here, I guess. Let's see, what did I do here? Yeah, that's the right size. I just cut that other one too big, it looks like, but that's okay. So we'll put this on, oh, I didn't miter it yet. We'll do that real quick. And then, let's see, we'll put it right here. Actually, let's do this one. We haven't done one here yet. So we'll put that there. So each page has a little pop out. And then I have a couple more, I can always add more as we go through. And then, so this will be the front. And there is stuff everywhere. Okay, so this is the front. And I'm going to put something pretty on here. And then this will be a little card we mount on there. And then we've got our pocket and our little pull-outs here. And this with our pull-outs. So we have our 4 pull-outs in there. on something. So all of our little cards can go here. And these can be, like I told you before, for journaling or photos or something fun. And then this, okay? And then the back will be pretty too. So this is the bones of the album now. Okay, so let's get this back in here. So now all we have to do is to come back and decorate it and make it all cute and pretty. So I am going to go find the adhesive I need for this, and I will be back later to go through and decorate it, which is the most fun part. So, all right, I'm excited. So I hope you guys are sticking with me so far and that this is making sense. And here, let me point this up so I can talk to you, not at you. So I hope it's making sense, but please, if you have any questions about what we've done so far, let me know. Leave me a comment or send me a message or whatever, because I want this to make sense. I don't want you to be like, oh my gosh, I've gotten halfway done and I don't know what to do here. So please let me know. I want to help you. I want you, like I said, to have success with this. This, at this point too, would even be fun, like to let the kids decorate it. So you could do, you know, the kids' art. It would be so cute if you had like old art projects and that was what you decorated it with. Their drawings and stuff. That'd be so fun. Old paintings that the kids had made, like in school or whatever. You could cut to fit or what. So many different things. So have fun with it. And I will be back to show you some more things. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.